Varanasi is older than history, older than tradition, older even than legends, and looks twice as old as all of them put together.
Hello and welcome back to the Indian Travel Diaries. I'm Shatabdi and I'm a travel blogger. In this video, I'll be taking you on a ride to one of the oldest cities of the world, Varanasi or Banaras. I'll tell you about the city's importance to Indians and also why you should visit it during your trip to India, ways to reach there and also the things to do there. But before I start, I would request you to please subscribe to my channel and hit on that bell icon to never miss an update from us. We share the vlogs of our experiences and informational travel videos about India. Now let's get started. Located on the banks of river Ganga, Varanasi is a major religious hub in India. It is the holiest city of the 7 sacred cities in Hinduism and Jainism, and it also played an important role in the development of Buddhism. There are many historic as well as mythological stories associated with this city. Right from this city being founded by Lord Shiva to the Pandavas of the Indian epic Mahabharata, who are said to have visited the city in search of Lord Shiva to atone themselves from the Brahman Hatya which they had committed during the war of Kurukshetra. According to the archaeological evidences, the artifacts found here date back to 1800 years before Common Era. That's about 3800 years ago. Varanasi is well connected by air, road and rail with major Indian cities as pilgrims from every corner of the country comes here each year. There are regular trains to Varanasi from major Indian cities like Delhi, Lucknow, Patna, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Bhopal and Chennai to name a few. It's situated by the National Highway 19, also known as Delhi-Kolkata Road, which makes it a comfortable road trip till Varanasi. Varanasi also has an international airport so that you can directly reach there. Now let's talk about the top things to do while you are in the city. Situated by the side of river Ganga, Varanasi has about 88 ghats. Taking a walk along the river on these ghats can be an enriching experience. Watch the early morning ghat activities, the historical structures and click some photographs to take back home. If you are wondering what is a ghat, then let me explain it to you. Ghat is a Sanskrit word meaning a staircase leading to a water body, especially a river. Start your walk from Assi Ghat, passing through Dashashwamedh Ghat, Harishchandra Ghat, Manikarnika Ghat, Kedar Ghat and Shivala Ghat. Dashashwamedh Ghat is one of the oldest ghats of Varanasi, whereas Harishchandra Ghat and Manikarnika Ghat are used for cremation of the dead by the Hindus. Assi Ghat is one of the most beautiful ghats of Varanasi and also it's the widest. Also, if we talk about the etymology of the Varanasi, it's situated between two tributary rivers of the Ganges, Varuna river in the north and Assi river in the south, and the amalgamation of their name creates the word Varanasi. Although one of its ancient name was also Kashi, meaning the city of light. A morning in these ghats can give you a spiritual high. While in Varanasi, you must go for a boat ride. Go for the manually rowed boats to feel the peace and the spirituality associated with the place. Prefer an evening boat ride so that you can also watch the Ganga Aarti from the boat. It takes place every evening between 7 and 7:30 p.m. and is undoubtedly a spectacular watch. Ganga Aarti takes place at multiple locations, but the Dashashwamedh Ghat draws the most attention from both locals and the tourists. If you want to avoid the crowd, you may watch it from Assi Ghat. Like I said, it's the widest ghat of Varanasi and has a lot of space to accommodate a lot of people. Also, it draws less crowd as compared to the Dashashwamedh Ghat, making it a comfortable watch. Here's a glimpse of the grandeur that you'll be witnessing. Like I said, Varanasi is also an important part of the Buddhist pilgrimage. Well, not exactly the old city of Varanasi, but the adjoining Sarnath, where Lord Buddha had preached his first sermon. It is said that Gautam Buddha had attained enlightenment in the Bodh Gaya of present-day Bihar. He had then travelled to Sarnath followed by his disciple and many others who had joined him during this journey. He had preached his first sermon to his disciples about life and his findings about the same in this place. Sarnath is about 10 kilometers from Dashashwamedh Ghat, and you can reach there by hiring an e-rickshaw, an auto rickshaw or a taxi. If you want to know about the Buddhist circuit of Bihar, click on that I button. The archaeological site of Sarnath has got stupas and monasteries along with the notable Ashok pillar, Ashok chakra and the four lion of the Indian national emblem. The adjoining Archaeological Survey of India Museum is also a must visit if you want to see the original Ashok chakra on display here. Another place of historical importance in Varanasi that you shouldn't miss is the Ramnagar Fort. It's on the eastern bank of river Ganga and can be reached by a boat as well as road. This fort was constructed in mid-18th century by King Balwant Singh of the Kingdom of Kashi. Constructed with creamy colored Chunar sandstone, the fort displays typical Mughal architectural style. The fort has many carved balconies, courtyards and pavilions. Only a part of the fort is open for public viewing, as the rest of it is still resided by the Kashi Naresh or the King of Kashi and his family. The museum inside the Ramnagar fort, known as the Saraswati Bhavan, has an exclusive collection of artifacts which makes it a must visit. It has an excellent collection of American vintage cars, medieval costumes and jewelry, ivory, royal palkis or palanquins, along with guns from Africa, Burma and Japan, to name a few. Going around all these places must have made you hungry. So now let me tell you about the delicious street food of Varanasi. You can find them everywhere around the Ghat areas. While there, do not miss out on kachori sabzi, dahi vada and chaats, the yummy malayo, thandai and lassi, and jalebis. Once you have savored the flavors of Varanasi street food, it's time to go to the Weavers Colony in Lallapura. This is one of the areas which weaves magic with silk and zari, the golden yard, to create the beautiful Banarasi brocade. Banarasi brocade is a century-old heritage of India and is an excellent souvenir to carry home. As we are talking about the handloom heritage of India, check out this video on the Chanderi textiles of Madhya Pradesh. India is diverse and you will be surprised by the uniqueness that it has got to offer. One such unique place in Varanasi is the Bharat Mata temple. It's a temple not dedicated to any god or goddess but to the motherland of 1.3 billion India. Bharat Mata Mandir is situated in the Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapith campus, and it was constructed by Babu Shiv Prasad Gupta, who was a freedom fighter, and was inaugurated by Mahatma Gandhi. Instead of the traditional statues of gods and goddesses, this temple has got a map of undivided India carved in marble. Talking about the temples of Varanasi, there are numerous. It's a Hindu pilgrimage site after all. But amongst all these temples, the one that you should not miss is the Kashi Vishwanath temple. It's dedicated to Lord Shiva and is one of the 12 Jyotirlingams. The history of Kashi Vishwanath goes way back in history. Its actual construction date is not known, but it has got its mention in the Purans, the ancient Indian literature about legends and traditional stories. Demolished a number of times by the invasive Islamic rulers and rebuilt again and again by the Indian rulers, this is an interesting place to be. The dome and shikhars of the temple are made of gold. The security around the temple is very high, and you cannot carry your personal belongings like mobile phones, cameras, leather wallets and leather belts beyond a certain point. Also, you cannot enter the temple premises if you are not a follower of Hinduism or its sister religions like Jainism, Buddhism or Sikhism. Varanasi also has a lot of Islamic influence in its culture. It houses the Gyanvapi Mosque and also the Alamgir Mosque. Built in 1669 by the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, Alamgir Mosque shows a blend of Islamic as well as Hindu architectural style. Located above the Panchganga Ghat by the river Ganga, it's an excellent place to be at. Being a well-developed city, going around all these places in Varanasi is not a hassle at all. You can hire an e-rickshaw, a manual rickshaw, an auto rickshaw or even a taxi to go to all these places. Finding an accommodation through the online hotel booking platforms is also very easy. But one advice that I would like to give you about Varanasi is that bargain well. Be it for a boat ride, a rickshaw ride or even for buying the souvenirs. We personally felt that people here have a tendency to con you. They ask for extra money after a boat ride or a rickshaw ride, even after you paid the pre-decided amount. So be careful about these things and your valuable belongings. If you keep all these things in mind, you can have an amazing trip to Varanasi. So that's all in this video. If you like it, then please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and do subscribe to this channel. I promise to see you again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Until next time, bye-bye.